Job. You are guilty for sins that you have done against God. You are guilty for sins that you have done against Elohim. What is your stance?
I did nothing wrong.
What is your stance?
I did nothing wrong.
What is your stance, Job?
I did nothing wrong.
I hope you believe that. What is your truth?
I am righteous before my peers. I am blameless before my Elohim.
I hope you believe that. I truly hope you believe that, Job. Because you will be judged before your peers. You are not righteous, Job.
I want the truth. Shalom, shalom. Thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to another episode of Rock for a Pillow. Like, share, follow. Hey. So today we have a special treat for you guys because we are going to be talking about the book of Job. But before we get into the book of Job, the characters, the plot twist, everything about it,
yes,
we're going to have to let you guys know which voices you are tuning into.
Yes.
This voice belongs to a guy named Bremen. And to my left is my brother Derek.
Hello.
And to my right is my other brother Kenny.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, indeed. So now that we got the names out the way, we're gonna kick the conversation off. So to get this conversation started off, I think we should give the people a little backstory.
Okay.
Of like how we even got to the book of Job.
Yes.
And so what I want to do is, so we're gonna go down memory lane for a bit.
Okay.
So I think it was like circa 2016, maybe 2017. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know what's going on. We were all like shofar shopping.
Yes.
We like driving around.
Oh.
Yeah, we were right. Were we shofar shopping?
I'll listen to the story.
Okay. Okay. So we looking for shofar. So we went this place, and like we saw the shofar, you know, and like it was too small, so it was like, no, we're not gonna get that one. Then we went to another place, and then so we saw the shofar. It was a nice size, but it was like super duper expensive. We were like, no, I'm not gonna go with that one either. And so then we also went to we went to Noah's Marketplace.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, you remember that Noah's Market? Yes, we went there too. So we went there, and then we was like, you know what? Let's go to Barnes and Noble. So we drove to Barnes and Nobles, you know, and we went into the store, and we all sat down in the cafe area, you know, real cozy, real neat. And we opened our Bibles up, and we were talking about the book of Job.
Yeah.
And also a quick side note, Derek performed the second greatest commandment, because so there was a lady like behind us, like almost, and like I think she was a college student.
Yeah.
And like she was like reading her notes and her books, but she was checking out her phone. You remember?
Oh,
okay. And so
yeah.
what did you do when you saw her like going back and forth?
I can't remember exactly, but I did say something.
You did, yes. So Derek, like, when he was like, 1 second. So he went up there, he went over to her. He was like, hey, you know what? You talked to her, and you took her phone and like turned it over. Said, hey, okay, don't look at that. Look at your notes. She was like, oh, okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you. and then you walked back to the table, and then so we got into the book of Job from that point on.
Yes. Okay.
So when we were walking through the book of Job, something happened though. Okay, something happened. So there was a split that happened.
Talk about it.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't know what was going on. We're in Barnes and Noble.
Yes,
it's my favorite place in the world. So so we're in there, right, reading the book of Job, and Kenny's like, "Hey man, you know what? This guy Job, guilty." Derek's like, you know what? This guy Job, innocent.
Don't ever talk about my guy like that. I love Job.
Loves Job.
That's
so
my guy.
Yes, and then so we were having this very spirited conversation. You know, we're going back and forth. You know, walking through the book of Job. It's awesome. And I don't know which one of us said it. It may have been you or you. I don't know who it was. But we were like, you know what? This should be a podcast.
Yes.
And so that was the whole origin story of Rock for a Pillow. Mm-hmm. Like from that moment. So we can kind of credit the book of Job.
The book of Job and the painting incident. Because that
talk about the painting incident.
Okay, so the painting incident was the most hilarious thing ever. That's like kind of the one of the second start after the Book of Job. I mean, the first start, then the Book of Job, the second start, is that we were helping out a sister in the way, and we were at her apartment, painting it up or whatnot. And as we were painting, we're all sitting in the room. And Bremen has his phone listening to a podcast. Yes. And we're listening to this podcast because Bremen, I'm very skeptical about a lot of stuff. Yeah. Bremen's like this, trust it. He's like, trust it. So me and Kenny are listening to it, and then the guy in the podcast says, because people, the conspiracy theories about when the world's going to end, but nobody knows the day or the time. Yes. And for sure. A lot of people had proposed, I think it was 2017 or 2016?
Yeah. Like 2017.
2017, they're like, the world's going to end. It is going to end on this date. Right. And it didn't end. And the guy on the podcast was like, it didn't end this year, but it's going to end. And, and the way he said it was so definite and so like, I don't know why y'all playing like it's about to end. And so it was so casual and so nonchalant. We all started busting out laughing. And then like from that laugh, that idea of like, yo, we could definitely talk about what's on our hearts as well, and not be. I think a podcast when it comes to faith are really filled with a lot of older dudes. Yeah. So that's how we got here.
Yes, for sure, absolutely. Yeah. So that is the origin story of Rock for a Pillow. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that painting. Yeah. That's hilarious. I forgot about that part. Yes. So so to get into the Book of Job, what I think we should do is just to so I have some questions here, just to walk us through and give a brief overview of the Book of Job, and then we're gonna talk about is Job innocent, is he guilty, and then like some lessons that we learned from the Book of Job. So that's how we're gonna go through this. So kicking off with the Book of Job, so we have in Job chapter 1. So there's a guy, his name is Job, and it says that in the first verse, this man was blameless and he was upright. He feared God and shunned evil. So the question that I have is, and for all of us, what made Job like so blameless and like so upright in the story of the Book of Job? Because I have a theory.
I like to hear.
I don't know. You want me to go first? Yeah. You want to go for? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I said Kenny. I was gonna say
he got the Bible.
What was in the verse that we just read?
Oh, God.
what made him blameless is it says right after is because he feared God and shunned evil.
That's a very good point.
That is a great point.
Yeah, he feared God and shunned evil. And also, what I want to throw this into the conversation.
Second, Kenny.
There we go. So I want to throw this in. So I was trying to put the Book of Job like on a timeline. Yeah. As far as like, what is it? Is it pre-Moshe? Is it after Moses? Like, where does it land? So what I found out is that the Book of Job, and YouTube comments check me on this. Y'all check me on this. It was written by Moses. The Book of Job. Now they say it was written by Moses during when Moses was like in the land of Midian for 40 years.
Wow, I have no idea.
Okay. So y'all, out there, man, y'all let me know. Let me know. So it was written by Moses. So if it's written by Moses, then I'm thinking this is pre when the law was like written down and everything like that. So just to situate it in my head, like where this book came into play as far as scripture goes. You know what I mean? So we got that, and then Job was so it was written by Moses. And so I love your point. How so he feared God and he shunned evil. So we have that for the Book of Job, and I totally agree. I think that since I believe that Torah was always there, but since and like since Job feared God, he kind of knew what God liked and what he didn't like.
Yes.
Yes. So just to touch on that point right there. So we moving forward to the conversation. So now we have. Job. Okay, Job was super rich.
Yes.
Can you love God and be super rich?
Rare, but yes.
Okay, you say rare. You agree? You agree?
Agreed. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Because. Yes and yes. Because I mean, like you have Abraham who was also rich. Yeah. And like Paul said, the love of money is the root of all evil. Not having. Money.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we see he was rich. He had a bunch of sheep, camels, and oxen. Okay, So in Job, there's this heavenly court scene.
Yes.
Now this is where it gets interesting. Okay.
Okay.
So now you have, the God of Israel up there, and it says, you look at Job 1, verse number 6. The sons of God came to serve Yah, and among them came the adversary Satan. Mm-hmm. And so here you have Yah and Satan, and they're saying, Yah saying, hey, have you seen my servant Job? How he's good, he's blameless, he's upright.
Yeah.
And Satan says, well, of course he is.
Yeah.
You put a hedge around him, protecting him, doing this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, who wouldn't?
Yeah. He's
very cozy right now. But what if you remove that hedge? Remove all this protection, and he'll curse you to your face. Mm-hmm. Right? So my question, and I think we talked about this a little bit at Barnes & Noble, but we can go deeper.
Yeah.
Why is Satan there? Like,
I think there's order.
There's order.
There's order. There's order in the kingdom. Is that it seems like if you want to do anything to the Father's righteous, that you have to go before the Father and ask it. You know what I'm saying?
So even Satan
has to ask.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So even the epitome of rebellion has to appear before God Almighty Yah.
Yeah.
And seek that and respect that order.
Yeah.
That is fascinating. Do you have anything to add, Kenny, or do you fully agree with our brother Derek?
Yeah, I have to agree.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Agree, man. Very cool, very cool, awesome. Yes. So he respects that order. Yes. So Satan is there, and so from this point on, we kick into. They say that, okay, I'm gonna remove this hedge, and so now we have. Job is now vulnerable, and all these tragedies happen.
Can I answer something though?
Please do. Go ahead.
My question to you,
yes,
my brother Kenny.
Yes, sir.
What would be the purpose of outside of being a story for us to read? What would be the purpose of the Father removing the hedge?
I would say. Go ahead,
this
Kenny.
gets into. So this is highly speculative.
Okay, go for it.
But
go ahead, buddy.
If Job was blameless up until this point, removing the hedge would be like the first step towards him completing the sacrifice that Messiah completed.
I've never heard
And since he didn't
go
make
deeper.
it all the way, that's one of the reasons why Yeshua had to come and complete the work.
Because he messed
Job,
up.
Yeah, Job didn't make it.
Oh,
because it would have ended in him, losing his life eventually.
You think so?
Like I said, it's highly
speculative. Right, it's highly speculative.
I never heard of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming.
No, very true.
So it's kind of like an illustration of how it was impossible for man to be the Messiah, or like I guess Yeshua was.
Yeah,
right. Somebody like born from a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. But even though he was, but I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
He was a spirit.
I think everybody.
Right, for sure. Yes. Born through the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
To your question, I just think that it was a test of faith.
A test of faith.
A test of faith, because for a test of faith for Job, because when I look at scripture, man, like Abraham is tested. It's like the Messiah is tested.
Yeah.
And we all know that the Messiah is like without sin, he's perfect.
Yeah.
But even he gets tested.
Yeah.
So when I check that out, it's like, all right, so we have to be tested for Yah to refine our faith, our trust in Him.
Yeah.
So persecution will happen to us. So that's what I think.
Wow. Kenny, side note, thank you, Breeman. Side note, that is very I gotta think about that. Like that's really cool.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that before.
I didn't come up with it on my own.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Who'd you come up with
take
it?
credit for it.
That's a thinker.
I think I got it from Obadiah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh man, that's really that's really
Don't
insightful.
quote me on that.
Okay.
Put words in his
Well,
mouth, but I think that's
I'm
right.
gonna claim it as yours for right now. So you tell me different. The reason, like, you know, I think there will, for me, I think there will be judgment. There's going to be judgment, right?
Right.
But for you to be judged, your heart, the reins of your heart have to be tried. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So even for Satan to be judged, the reins of his heart have to be tried. Right?
Right. That's interesting. Okay.
So
yeah.
Job, I would have to agree with you. I never even heard that before, but I agree with Kenny for right now.
Right. For the
But
moment.
for the moment, but the reins of Satan's heart had to be tried. So for judgment, when it comes, his judgment will be clear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not going to be on speculation, but listen to me. It's like this, because Satan said, no, people will follow you because of this and this and this. And he says, no,
Right.
that's not why.
Right.
But because of Satan's decision to reign in a place where nobody reigned,
Great point.
he had to give up common sense and and holy Kodesh common sense. Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
Holy sense.
Holy sense. Kodesh sense. Right.
Right. We over here coining words.
All right.
So I'm talking about holy sense. No, you're wow, very good, man. Very good. Yeah. So okay. So we tackle Satan. Okay. Cause now I'm glad you brought up Satan, about him being tested. So Satan pops up here in the book of Job. What do you guys think Satan's like overall role is? Because like seeing Satan like respect Yah's order, but at the same time he's for us going against Yah's order, which the law is supposed to create order, right? So it's like I'm trying to wrap my head around, like, okay, he's respecting Yah here, but when it comes to I want humanity to abandon Yah, to abandon His order and do whatever they want to do. So is Satan's role just to be like this pure evil angel to always tempt us, or does he have
You know what?
more?
That goes. It's crazy. Like I'm kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy we got here, but we're getting here. But it goes into just theories. Like, these are just theories now.
Yeah.
And my theory is this is simply a theory. This is, what did you call it?
Oh, highly speculative.
Highly
Yes, like
speculative.
yes.
Very highly
Up there.
speculative.
Up
I would
there.
say the Father is everything, right?
Yes, sir.
But for there to be righteousness, there has to be unrighteousness, right?
Okay.
Now, just because there's unrighteousness doesn't mean that somebody controls the unrighteousness. It just means that there's an opposite. Hasatan, in following, at some point he said, "I'm tired of following I'm tired of doing what the Father tells me to do.
Right.
I'm going to be my own king." But he can't reign where the Father reigns.
No.
The only other territory has to be in unrighteousness.
Wow.
So he reigns in unrighteousness, right?
Right.
But just reigning in unrighteousness isn't enough. You need power. Now, when we praise, it's kind of like when Moses raised his hand and Joshua went out and fought the battle. Our praise to the Father gives Joshua strength to go and fight the battle.
Right.
Right?
War. Yeah.
So there's going to be a coming war, right? So Hasatan needs strength. So he needs praise. So he needs people on his team. Right? Now, when you break down Revelations or whatnot, it comes out to 2/3, not directly say 2/3, but
Right.
about 2/3 of the angels go on to Hasatan's side,
It's-
right?
No,
Yes,
so
sir.
it's 1/3.
1/3?
1/3?
It's 1/3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 1/3? Okay. Gracias. Okay.
Yeah.
2-to-1 disadvantage.
Is it sure it's not 2/3?
No, Yah kept 2/3.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he gets. Okay. Okay. So, you gonna check? Okay. Wait, it's kind of hard to check. But
Go ahead.
okay. But so Hasatan has angels on his side, right? So he has their praise. Now, the people are the Father's prized possession. Do I fully understand it? No, I'm not even gonna lie. But we're His prized possession over the angels, right? So, what if Hasatan can get enough praise from all of humanity to off balance the actual power of the Father? The Father's not going to fight. The Messiah fights.
Yes.
the father doesn't put his own hand out. You know what I'm saying? In that type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
But he has his kingdom, the way his kingdom runs to fight for him. So the Hasatan is trying to get enough power to fight against the Messiah. Highly speculative. That's what I think.
What was the question again?
What is Satan's role like in the world? And you're right. It is one third of the angels.
It's 1/3.
Yep, 1/3. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Those two.
I
What is
I stand
his
corrected.
role?
Like, is Satan's role like simply to just tempt all of us?
That's what I was gonna say. But to your point about why it's peculiar that he respects Yah's order somewhat.
Yeah.
In the New Testament, where it says, I think it was Peter, maybe, where it says, "You believe, good for you. The devil and his angels also believe and tremble."
James.
Yeah.
Yeah, James.
James. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's out of fear that he's giving him eye service. You know how it's, how it says also in the New Testament to serve your master as unto Yah, not just giving eye service. Like at work when you're playing solitaire and the boss comes in and you're rebelling, but then you respect his order when he's around. When you're in his presence.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Wow. Okay. Very cool. Solitaire. All right, man. Yes. So okay. So setting this up. So we see Job. He's going through all these hardships. Like so, Job he loses. So it says he's the richest guy like in the Near East. Richest guy. He loses everything. His kids are gone. And from what I'm reading when we read the book of Job, this happens back to back to back.
It's like in the same moment.
Yeah, like it's very consecutive. So like you said, like there was a strong wind that blew. It killed your daughter.
Yeah.
So now that all this stuff has happened to Job, Job's 3 friends pop up.
Yeah.
Eliphaz, Bildad, Zophar.
Yeah.
Now, the question that I have is, now they show up and Job was like, he's going through it. He's suffering and stuff. And it show up and it says, if you look at Job 2, verse number 11, it says they had agreed to meet together in order to come offer him sympathy and comfort.
Yes.
Did they accomplish their goal?
No.
In offering Job sympathy and comfort?
No.
No? Why not?
He says it. He says, like, you guys are like the worst comforters ever. It's like, if I could, I don't know the exact right now. It's like, if I could, I think it's after like the first one after the first friend speaks, he's like, you guys are the worst comforters ever. If I was you, I would be able to comfort, but you are terrible.
Yes. To your point, that's Job 16:4.
Okay.
If I were in your place, I too could speak as you do. I could string phrases together against you and shake my head against you. I could strengthen you with my mouth. With lip service, I could ease your grief. If I speak, my own pain isn't eased, and if I don't speak, it still doesn't leave.
Yeah.
Yep. So yes. Okay. So these 3 friends.
Yeah.
Even though what I find interesting, they stayed with them and were with them silently for a whole week.
Yes.
Didn't say anything.
Yes.
Right, just mourning with them, like doing that.
That's a comforting verse to me because I frequently, when people tell me something really sad, I just won't say anything. Yeah, and so I point to this verse.
That is really cool.
So just their presence.
Because I'm like, if I open my mouth, it's probably going to make it worse.
You know what? I'm gonna Kenny.
In a
That is such
situation.
I never used it. Okay, that's great. Okay. All right. So for me, I was in school and it was time for finals and I was studying with somebody.
Yes.
And they started crying. Right.
They did.
I did not know what was happening.
Scrambling for what to say.
I did not know. I didn't know what to say.
You have to say
Right.
something.
I was like they're bawling,
Right.
crying, and I'm like this.
something.
Oh my gosh! I really want to study for this test. I don't know what to do. Right. So you know what I did? I went to Brother Google, and I said, "Girl starts randomly crying. What do I do?" Google said, "Just wait till they stop crying." So I waited, and then the girl started talking. I was like, "Oh man, thank you so much, Google." But I should have listened to Job. All right.
Wait. Oh my gosh. No, yeah, okay, very true, very true. So their presence being there like kind of, comfort them a bit, but then like once they broke their silence,
Yeah.
then it was like he was like, all right, you guys are not the best comforters out here. Like, all right, okay, very, very, very cool, you guys. So progressing on forward, we now get to a guy. So Eliphaz has spoken.
Yes.
Bildad has spoken.
Yes.
Zophar has spoken.
Yes.
And just to set this up, so
we're skipping all of them? Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
Because you know what? Because just to set it up.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Like Job's whole premise is, you know what? I am innocent.
Yes.
And like God is like not giving me justice right now.
I want to say this.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
If Job wasn't innocent, his friends gave the most logical arguments
Didn't they?
that anybody can adopt.
Didn't they?
That I need to adopt myself. That was like the best. I was like this. Oh my gosh, these arguments are beautiful.
Yeah.
I was like, are you guys really just saying this? Like, okay, keep going.
Because no, to your point, Derek, like you look at Job 4, verse 8. So this is Eliphaz, the first friend who speaks.
Yeah.
What I see is that those who plow sin and sow trouble reap just that. So all he's saying is that you reap what you sow.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, if you do bad,
Yeah.
you get punished.
Yes.
You do good, you get rewarded.
Yes.
So, I mean, like, that's very logical.
Very logical.
Right? So, okay, so we go through those three friends. They both give their whole, so to them it's like, Job, you have to have done something wrong. There has to be like some type of gross hidden sin maybe.
Yeah.
That you're being punished for. We don't know about it.
Yeah.
But it's plain to Yah.
Yeah.
So then, after they all, give their monologues, we come to a guy, a young man.
Yes. My favorite.
This is Job 32,
Yes.
and I just want to read a little bit.
Speak.
Verse 32, verse 1. So these three men stopped trying to answer Job because he remained convinced of his own righteousness. But then, the anger of Elihu, the son of Barachel the Buzai, from the family of Ram, blazed up against Job for thinking he was right and God was wrong. So now, and we have this brand new character called Elihu. He's Elihu is now on the scene.
Yeah.
So I wanna ask all of us, what is Elihu's main message? All of the older people have spoken. What is Elihu's main message that he is trying to drive home to Job and the onlookers looking upon Job's situation?
Man, that's a great question.
He sets aside the whole issue of of what you did to deserve it, and he said that what you're saying is not right.
Yeah.
You're like, there's no possible way that you could be right and Yah's wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, very true, very true. And
because when you start
Yes,
speaking, I expected him to say like a specific statement to break down Job, but as you start reading along, you start seeing what Kenny's saying, that he's not talking to. He talks to it, but he doesn't talk it directly. He talks directly, but doesn't talk directly, and indirectly he's like this. Listen to me. But and then he's some of the claims that he said Job said, like trying to find him is like Job said this. Like he said like this, my righteousness surpasses the Father's, and my and if I'm more righteous than the Father. It's like, oh, he said this. Like,
whoa.
Wait a minute. Like I didn't read what the other said. Right. I didn't know he said all this.
Yeah.
He's pushing this point.
Yes, sir.
And he's like this, and he's saying, listen to me. Your logic is off. It's like I don't really care what you are going to. Like I hear what you're going through, but your logic is wrong.
His logic.
Okay,
very true, very true. Because like it's very interesting how Elihu comes in. When you look at Job 33 verse 6. Well, actually, you know what? Job 33 verse 6. It says, "Look, before God, I'm the same as you. I too am fashioned from clay. You don't need to be afraid of me. My pressure on you will not be heavy." But then when you go on, like Elihu was like, "All right, like organize your words, like stand up if you can." I'm like, wow. So he's like he's very bold, like in front of elders.
Yeah.
You know how I mean? So Elihu comes in, and for me, his main message is Job 34. You look at verses 10 through 12. "So listen to me, you men with sense. Far be it from God to do anything wicked, for he pays back people for what they do, and sees that each gets what his conduct deserves. It is certain that God does nothing wicked. Shaddai will not pervert justice." So he just comes and kind of like, it's almost like, so wasn't he saying the exact same thing that the three friends were, or did he have a more sophisticated, like
the friends accused? He never accused.
Okay, the friends were more like finger wagging, like you did this and that.
He never accused. He just said
accused
he just didn't accuse him. He just said, "But you are not more righteous." Like in that point, you're
That's a great point.
not that you did the friends that actually know him, Job, better than everybody, saying that now they're calling him wicked.
Yeah.
And he's like this. What is going on?
Right. Okay. Very true. Very true. Okay. So these four characters, they all weigh in, and man, this is fascinating book. Now, so once Elihu has spoken, Yah himself comes on the scene. What's interesting is it says it's out of a storm, which that's interesting to me.
Yeah. Why is that interesting?
Because like I would just think that that he would just speak.
But the Most High speaks out of storms.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, educate me, brother. Educate me.
You talk. Well, I gotta find scripture. Let me see your phone, Kenny.
Because
my phone's slow.
he can, y'all can do whatever he wants. I just didn't like
Mount Sinai.
Yeah, right. The whole theatrics of the smoke and fire, but like the
the
storm.
thunder of his voice.
Yeah.
Psalms.
Oh, okay,
Is that
okay.
a psalm?
I think it's a proverb, actually.
Yeah,
No, it's a proverb.
The proverb too. Yeah, because like with the whole burning bush thing. I just didn't expect a storm to be the the platform for him to like talk to Job and reply to Job. I don't know. It's very, very interesting to me to see that. So Yah comes in. My question is, so Job wants to know okay, what have I done wrong? Does Yah answer Job specifically, or does he just give a totally different answer? Because I really don't think Yah told Job what he did wrong, like hyper specifically.
I think he reiterates a lot of stuff that Elihu said.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because I was looking for what the Most High said about what the Most High said
That's right.
is what the Most High said about Job. You can't find it. It's nothing specific, but he does follow just what Kenny said, what Elihu says, and alliterates on it even more, and even speaks to, and he speaks to the Levitian.
Yes. Yep.
And he speaks to the
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Yep.
And he speaks to the majesty of the Leviathan and says, "If you can't understand this, then why do you think that you can speak to me?" He it's like his argument more is a shutdown argument. It's now it's like this. Elihu set you straight, but I'm gonna say, excuse me, sorry, but I'm gonna say but I'm gonna say even you thinking you can ask me in the way that you're asking me,
the way
is out of line.
Because so when I read Yah's reply, he just gives Job a tour of the universe, right? He's saying everything belongs to me under all heaven. Look at Leviathan, look at Behemoth, look at the stars. Did you name the constellations? Great Bear, Pleiades, Orion. Go ahead.
Keep going. We gotta talk about that.
Okay. Who put wisdom in people's inner parts, Job? Who gave understanding to the mind? It's like all these rhetorical maybe questions that he's peppering Job with, and I love Job's response at Job 40, verse 4. I am too ashamed. I have nothing to say. I lay my hand over my mouth. Yes, I spoke once, but I won't answer more. All right, twice, but I won't go on. So it's like Job has nothing to say. So it's almost like y'all was saying, like you're questioning the way I run the universe because of you suffering. But it's like I just don't think Job and I want to cut Job some slack because the dude went through a lot, man. I mean, lost his kids, everything, boils. The wife said, "Curse God and die." He went through a lot, right? I mean, for him to reach his breaking point, there is crazy. But y'all saying that, you know what, I am ruling the universe perfectly. Like if you do you want to take over? Because like all of this phenomena that happens in the universe, like Job doesn't even get it. So he really I don't think y'all really well maybe y'all answer this question, but in a I run the universe type of way. Does that make any sense?
Say the last part. Something universe type of way.
Cause Job was challenging the way, like almost saying like, you know what, y'all like you're not giving me justice. The universe is it's off.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be balanced. You do good, you get rewarded. You do bad, you get punished.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. You want to talk about the constellations really quick? The Great Bear, Pleiades.
It's I think I think in the it's kind of, since we're in such a fallen state. It's like, what do you rely on? What do you open your ears to? You know what I'm saying? What do you say? Okay, I can listen to this. I can't listen to that.
Yes.
The stars are Genesis. Genesis 1 or something. Somewhere in Genesis 1. The stars are provided for us as a sign. Yes. Some people say that the constellations, oh my gosh, you shouldn't look at that. That's not really good. La, 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 la. The constellations aren't
That's
safe.
the voice they use.
Right? But what's the last constellation? It's the...
So you have the Great Bear.
What the Great Bear? What's that? The
Pleiades, Orion.
Orion.
Yes.
There's another one, and when you look up the Strong's definition of it, it says the 12 constellations.
Oh, the Zodiac.
The Zodiac. What verse is that?
That's Job 38:32.
Job. Let me go to
Job 38:32. Yes. Oh man.
Job 38:32. Right.
Yes, indeed.
Is this? It says in King James. Canst thou bring forth the Mazaroth in his season, or canst thou guide Arcturus and his sons? So the Mazaroth, Strong's H4216, Strong's H4216, is the 12 signs of the zodiac and their 36 associated constellations. So wait a minute, Job and the Father's. Basically, he's telling you, like, this is what I use. If he's using this, now, is there a lot of stuff added on to this? Most definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, for sure.
But how do you navigate through it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely it's all there for a purpose. And also, it says the god of Arcticus, and that's the Great Bear. Like people in science class, they always say, oh, about the Great Bear. I never really could see it, honestly, but I've seen any of the stars. Right. But, it's mentioned right there in Scripture clearly for us to, to use.
Right. Wow. Rich. And you said, Kenny, in your book, does it say Zodiac as well?
It says Mazaroth, but apparently that means Zodiac.
Yeah,
the Strongs.
Right.
Oh, my
God. That is so crazy.
Okay.
Nah, I believe you.
No, you're good. Okay, yeah. So we're approaching the end of the book of Job. So Yah has spoken, and so now the question that I wanna ask is, Job, this man in a land of Uz, is he innocent or is he guilty? And what I want to ask is, if we think he's innocent or guilty, what is he innocent or guilty of?
Okay. I want to say, some people say that Job got into this whole situation because I need to put my chest out on this one because I'm talking against Kenny, I'm talking against Bremen, who's trying to play not biased. I'm talking against every pastor almost in America. I'm talking against Obadiah. I'm talking against Will behind the camera. I don't know if that's his opinion, but he can't say nothing right now. But I'm talking against him too. Job did nothing wrong at all. He just got done sacrificing.
Throughout the whole book.
Whoa. To the point of Hasatan coming and him getting the boils and all that. For the first few rebukes, he was still good. He didn't say nothing wrong. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Job was, he did nothing wrong at all. He the first of his kind to be, but it makes sense he was confused. You know?
Right, like, what's going on?
What's going on? So Job, it's just, hey, Job that guy. So Job did nothing wrong to get the whatever he got, everything that he got, he did nothing wrong to get.
Okay. So
and what you did leave out.
Oh, okay, yes.
Is that who did Job have to pray for?
Oh yes, he had to pray for his 3 friends.
Exactly. Did he have to pray for Elihu?
No.
Just his 3 friends. Okay, continue.
Okay, so Kenny, is Job innocent?
You see, I used to be, I'll be honest, I used to be of the opinion that Job must have done something wrong to deserve all that.
Oh, you coming to the other side?
But, well,
on camera?
Right now on the air?
What we were talking about in Barnes & Noble is what I was agreeing with Elihu, that he was not right in accusing God of being unjust.
Okay.
That was my opinion.
I agree with you.
And that's what, I thought that you disagree with that.
Oh, no.
So that's why I was saying earlier that it was a whole misunderstanding.
It was a misunderstanding. Oh!
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So
but I will be honest, I did used to believe that, but I now I lean more towards, and this goes back to the first question that you asked, I think, what was the purpose in Yah lifting the hedge?
Yes, sir.
From Job. Mm-hmm. And I gave one answer, but another possibility is it's persecution for righteousness' sake.
Yeah.
And Job couldn't see it because it was in the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
But he wasn't being punished for anything.
Yeah.
And Yah actually had his back and was bragging on him.
You know what? I don't know why. I've heard we said that before, right? Mm-hmm. But what Job was really going through was refinement.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I never thought of that.
Yes. Look at that.
He was being refined. Like, he was going through his final testing fire. Like, he already lived a righteous life. He was going through his final testing fire, but he didn't make the right. He didn't pass through the fire correctly.
Right. Yes. No, yes. What you got something to say?
No,
yeah. The only thing that I have to say is, you guys make great points. Yes. Job, was he innocent? Was he guilty? I will say that Job was righteous. Was Job guilty?
Wait, you gotta have your chest out when you
say your statement. Have my chest out.
Okay, say it out.
Was Job guilty? I would say.
Chris Hansen?
I would say yes, but Job was righteous, and the only reason why he was righteous, and the only reason why I would say he was guilty is because what was he guilty of? Yeah. He was guilty of sin because
he just got. And I want to make this clear.
Yes.
His kids just had a party. They were still partying. He had just sacrificed an animal for their sins and his.
Yes.
So what are you saying?
So I am saying that yes, Job was righteous. I'm not taking anything away from the guy, but it's like, we are all guilty when it comes to violating the law. And so the only person who I think is completely innocent is the Messiah.
Okay.
You know how I
that's
mean?
fine.
But as far as Job being righteous, yes. I mean, he's. I mean, this is amazing.
So what sin did he do to get everything? Like, do you know what is required to get boils?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
That's a lot. Boils.
Yeah. It was pure refinement for me. When I look at it, it's like, okay, yeah, you are going. I mean, he went through the fire.
Yes.
The with a capital F, the fire.
Okay.
Right. So he was being refined, but I believe that he was righteous, but it's like we're all guilty. We all need the Messiah. So in this particular instance, Job,
he didn't sin.
no, he did not. He did not. He not saying.
So you're changing your opinion.
He's righteous, but we're all guilty when it comes to breaking the law.
So did he sin to get what he deserved?
And here, no.
Bremen for president. And Derek for White House reporter. Bremen for press secretary. and Derek for journalist.
Hilarious. Yes. That was hilarious. So
one question.
Right. One question. Oh, yeah, yes, sir. You go ahead.
You gotta smack the lady.
Right. Oh my
Keep
god.
the mic.
So the last question, guys, man, great episode. To wrap this all up, what lessons? Oh, you had a question?
I did. I forgot it. It was a good question too.
Okay, you know what?
All
Okay,
right, I hope I remember.
Right, it may come back. So, what lessons do we all take away from the book of Job? And anybody can start.
Actually, your question just lined to what I was going to ask.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so do you guys, even though Job failed when it came to cursing the father, like, and like, he didn't curse the father, but he said like, no, he didn't curse him. He didn't. But he just said like this, Elihu.
Hold on. It says
he's saying
Elihu details out what he did wrong.
Yeah. He details it out because
He said,
Elihu helped me understand because I didn't understand fully what he was really doing.
He said,
right.
Job said, I am clean without transgression, I am innocent, neither is there iniquity in me. Behold, he finds occasions against me, he counts me for his enemy, he puts my feet in the stocks, he marks all my paths.
Mm-hmm.
And then Elihu says, Behold, in this thou art not just. I will answer you that God is greater than man. Elohim is greater than man.
So he's saying he was without blemish completely.
Yeah, Job was saying that, what did he say?
He didn't say that.
He said that he finds occasions against me.
Yeah.
And he said, in this you are not just. I will answer you.
Yeah,
so Job was saying, that God's judgment was not just.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Job was saying that God was perverting justice.
That was his error.
Oh, that was his error.
Yeah.
Okay. So
righteous but guilty.
Even though Job messed up, guilty.
See, it's two different questions. Like, he's guilty of that.
Right, yeah, guilty of that.
What Derek's asking is, did he do anything? Did he sin to deserve what came upon him in the beginning of the book?
No.
Exactly. All right. Press secretary. All right. So, and hallelujah. Hallelujah. I hope this goes across the air, touches everybody's heart.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I would say, even though Job messed up, I'm inspired by Job when you're going through your hardest times. Are you inspired? Well, I am, but are you guys inspired by Job when your hardest times not to blame the father? It's like this.
Yeah.
I will not curse, I will not because Job did it. You got my question?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like the overall lesson that I take away, I mean, there's just so much. It's like, like for one, wisdom is not always with the elders.
Oh, we didn't even. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Before we even finish this, we gotta read Elihu.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna read it from a different. I'm not gonna read it from King James. I'm not gonna say the version I'm gonna read it from. I'm just gonna read it from the version. You don't need none of that. You don't need none of that today.
Oh, and while Derek's looking that up,
Okay.
I once heard a song and the lyrics were what Yah says to Job, like, where were you when I did, when I did this and that. If anybody knows the title of that song, put it in the comments, please.
Yes.
Because I've been looking for that.
Okay. Yes. YouTube comments help us out.
Okay, so
buddy,
because you started it, but you okay.
Yes.
Woo. So
you can finish.
I'm about to finish this. So this is Job 30. This is Job 32. I encourage everybody read the whole book of Job,
please,
and for children. Okay, and this is not to rebel, but this is to know that the Father wants to speak through you too. Now Job was older than a kid, but still, he still wants to speak. He wants to use everybody has a position, and even children, as you develop, have an obligation. You can't rely on your parents' wisdom.
No, you cannot.
You can't rely on the parents' wisdom that has been given by the Father, but you must learn to grow your own wisdom that the Father gives you. You know what I'm saying?
Brilliant.
So, is that a fair statement?
Yeah, you're brilliant. Yeah.
I would stress the point that Elihu waited till all the elders were done talking.
Yes.
Before he said anything.
Yeah, he waited.
He had the respect.
Decorum, yep.
Yeah, he waited till all. Yes, he waited till all the others elders spoke before he spoke. He waited to the proper time. Okay. So now
Yes.
So I'm gonna this starting at verse 2. No, I'll start at verse 1.
Oh, yeah.
So these three men stopped answering Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. But Elihu, son of Barachel, the Buzite of the family of Ram, became very angry with Job for justifying himself rather than Elohim. He was also angry with the three friends because they had found no way to refute Job, and yet had condemned him. Now Elihu had waited before speaking to Job because they were older than he.
Yep.
But when he saw that the three men had nothing more to say, his anger was aroused. So Elihu, son of Barachel, the Buzite, said, I am young in years, and you are old. That is why I was fearful, not daring to tell you what I know. I thought age should speak, advanced years should teach wisdom. But it is the Spirit in a person that breathes of the Almighty that gives them understanding. It is not the old who are wise, not the age who understand what is right. Therefore I say, listen to me. I too will tell you what I know. I waited while you spoke. I listened to your reasoning while you were searching for words. I gave you my full attention, but not one of you has proved Job wrong. None of you has answered his arguments. Do not say we have found wisdom. Let Elohim, not man, refute him. But Job has not marshaled his words against me, and I will not answer him with your arguments. They are dismayed and have no more to say. Words have failed them. Must I wait? Now that they are silent, now that they stand there, no reply, I too will have my say. I too will tell you what I know, for I am full of words, and the spirit within me compels me. Inside I am bottled up wine, like new wineskins ready to burst. I must speak and find relief. I must open my lips and reply. I must show no partiality, nor will I flatter anyone. For if I were skilled in flattery, my maker would soon take me away. And that's just chapter 32. But the focus really on, it is not the wise who it is not the. Well, read the King James version. The verse 8, verse 7 through 8.
And 33.
Yeah, 32.
32. Yeah, 32.
I said days should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment. Yeah, so is that piece right there. It's the Almighty that gives it to you. You know what I'm saying? Through studying, through disobedience, through disobedience too, you learn a lot. But through obedience, you know, you gotta obey. You need to shema. You need to obey. What it says. All right, yeah. So I just need to read that.
Excellent point, man. Excellent point.
And then, we could talk about dreams, but you know.
Oh yeah, we could. That's an episode coming up. That's an episode coming up. So did you give your lesson that you gleaned from the book of Job already?
Oh yeah, I think from the book of Job, I learned that your age doesn't matter. It's truly about after the Most High speaks to your heart and the Holy Spirit speaks to your heart, and you refine it with other people, and you see that you're patient and you're calm and you reason out the arguments. You don't have to rely on somebody else to speak for you. You can speak respectfully.
Yes, respectfully.
You can speak, and you can say what wisdom has been given to you. You know, as you age, and also to never forsake the Most High. Like, you know, somebody said when Job said, when his wife said, "Curse Elohim and die," it's like, do I take the good without the bad? And it was like, you know, somebody put it in a different way that really makes people, I think, made me at least sit with it. That's a gang mentality. That's gang. In a sense of
Yeah, I'm sorry.
as gang mentality, in a sense of, it's like, listen to me, the Most High has shown himself to me, and I know that the way he works, listen to me, good and bad, I take it all. I don't, everything is not peachy-dory. Like, this walk with the Most High is not just roses.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So the good, the bad, waiting for the flower to grow, the manure that first comes, I'm with it. So, you know, I'm not leaving. So that's what Job has encouraged me to do, to walk this thing out for real.
Excellent point, man. Yeah, the lesson that I take away from the book of Job is like, you know, persevere. You know, because Job went through so much, and like, I just when I was reading the book of Job, like I was just seeing like parallels of like Job, you know, going for righteousness' sake, as you were saying, and like us as believers, it's like you know, we have to persevere, because once we step out these doors, pop culture tells us to, like, hey Bremen, you know what, it's it's okay to sin, you know, it's okay to fornicate, to lie, to, you know, to break Sabbath, you know, it's okay. The whole world's doing it. Why aren't you doing it?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, so pop culture teaches us to go against Yah's universal sovereignty, to kick against the law, and be a law, you know, to your own self.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, like, you know, like just looking at Job, it's like, okay, I have to persevere through the good, bad, the rain, the sunshine, everything.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and also my last point is Job, there's a happy ending here, because Job got doubly blessed. Right? And so James 5:11 says that, look, we regard those who persevered as blessed. You have heard of the perseverance of Job, and you know what the purpose of Yah was, that Yah is very compassionate and merciful. So that's what I take away from the book of Job. Was like, so like, to us here and to everybody listening in, like, you know, I don't know what your situation is, but if you just persevere, like, you know, and just trust that Yah, he is compassionate, he is merciful, that Yah will bring you through, because he's just refining you, and he wants to see us be better believers.
And I want to speak to that in real quick before Kenny. It's just, I know that at least for women, and just because Job's kids were lost.
Yes.
Right? Some people say when he got like more kids back, it's like, that don't replace the kids that I had. You know, for the conversations I've had, is like, what I sat with is,
Can I note this factoid?
Okay.
He received back double of everything.
Yeah.
But he received back single of his kids, because he would get the original kids back in the resurrection. Yeah, he received back double animals.
Jewels on rock for a pillow.
Well, I guess that's speculative.
That's speculative too.
Highly.
But what is a factoid is that he did get only single
of his kids. And when he got and for the kids that he got back, right, is the fact that that his purpose, the purpose of the children, was restored. The children are supposed to be your strength in your old age. You know what I'm saying? So the purpose of his children was restored. You know, the actual children are gone, but that purpose of what the children serve is restored back. So, yeah.
Yes. So what lessons did you learn from the book of Job?
So the practical take-home lesson that I put into practice in my own life from the book of Job. You guys have to help me out.
Okay.
Who was I think it was Moshe who was reasoning with the Most High and said, like, brought up his promises to him and said, you know, you said you're going to do this.
Oh, when he was going to kill off everybody?
I think so.
The Golden Calf incident? Like Exodus 32?
It was like this, why he's like this, I'll start a nation with you, and I'll get rid of these people. And he says, no, but you promised, like, you don't want the people to mock at you and laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yep. Golden Calf.
That's a good example. I want to say there's another example where somebody brings up like something straight out of one of his promises. Like, you promised to do this, so why are you doing this? And got him.
Oh, really?
And the Most High, granted the request.
Right.
I
don't know off the top of my head.
I'm
but the Moshe
thinking
example
about-
works for
It
what
works.
I'm trying to
Okay.
say.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
Because I would find myself doing that. Like if I'm not having the best of days,
Yeah.
I'll find myself saying, like what did I give up all this everything for? You promised this
that's
and this
honest.
and that and the other.
Really?
Because
you really are heavy on
yeah.
you're really heavy on promises. Like, you're heavy on promises.
Keep
Like for example, I am not an event organizer.
Yeah.
I've never organized an event.
Yeah.
But for Sukkot, I organized the event and spearheaded it.
It was good
because to me, it's like I gave up Christmas and I love Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure that Sukkot is awesome.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
if this is what's replacing it, and if it's from the Most High, it's got to be way better.
Yeah.
Than
Yes.
than
Christmas.
the counterfeit.
The counterfeit.
you know?
Okay. Great
So,
word.
Amen. Maybe so.
So when I find myself in that kind of mood, Job is definitely a curb my enthusiasm, and kind of check my heart and my attitude.
Wow.
And when I find myself in that kind of mode,
Yes.
Dang.
To kind of like get you
Yeah.
out of
because it's
that,
very easy
that
to
mode.
slip into.
Yeah.
When you start talking to Most High about the promises He made, then you're kind of talking about if you can get into critiquing His judgment, which it was Job's error.
Yeah. Wow. I think I need to adopt that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I just be quiet. I mean, like, even in my heart, I'm just like this, Father, I don't get it, but hey, I'm rocking with you, son. I mean, like,
yeah, for sure. Absolutely, man.
But yeah, so like I try to stay to what Moses said. I'll do that a lot of
That was
times
the
too.
golden calf.
Like in prayer, I might say something like I know that you're going to bring me through this for your glory, so that I won't be a laughingstock in the eyes of the non-believers who are watching me.
Yeah. Like for your name's sake.
Yeah, for your name's sake.
Like,
type of
like
line
these
of thinking. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, very true, very true. Yeah, yeah, man, yes. That's
So then it becomes
that's
a matter
beautiful.
of trust, rather than saying, like, why are you doing this to me?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, wow, man, this has been a treat. Man, thank you guys for the conversation. I appreciate it. Kenny, Derek, Will on the camera. This has been Rock for Pillow. Thank you guys for tuning in to our conversation. And until next time, stay prayed up. Shalom, shalom. Love you all. Prayed up. Prayed up. Yeah.